The trenches are in absolute chaos, and the front office just pulled a trigger on a move that is sending shockwaves through the entire facility. We are talking about a complete overhaul of the protection unit, because what we saw last season was nothing short of a disaster for our franchise. The news is official, and the fallout is going to be massive for the depth chart and the future of our star quarterback's safety. The front office has officially decided to part ways with the offensive line coach after a season that can only be described as a total collapse in trench warfare. This unit, which was supposed to be the backbone of our offense, finished a staggering 31st in pass protection across the entire league. That is unacceptable for a team with playoff aspirations. The GM made it clear that the lack of consistency and the inability to adapt to injuries forced his hand. But before we break this down, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit that like button, and tell me in the comments, which city are you watching from? Now, let's look at the cold hard facts. Since 2022, this coach was tasked with building a wall, but instead we saw a sieve. The snap count efficiency was at an all-time low, and the pressure rates were through the roof, leaving our playmakers exposed in the red zone. When you are paying top dollar for talent, you cannot have a coaching staff that fails to develop the young prospects on the roster. The GM cited the need for a fresh perspective, essentially admitting that the previous philosophy had grown stale and ineffective. This isn't just a minor tweak, it's a signal that the organization is tired of excuses and is ready to invest heavily in fixing the most critical part of the offense.
This move is about much more than just one coach leaving the building. It is a total indictment of how the offensive line has been managed over the last few years. By clearing out the leadership in the trenches, the GM is signaling to the entire league that the status quo is no longer tolerated. We are looking at a massive shift in the depth chart coming this offseason. With the coaching vacancy now open, expect the team to hunt for a veteran technician who can maximize the talent we already have, while potentially eyeing high-profile free agents to bolster the interior. The implications for the salary cap are significant as well. If a new coach comes in and demands a specific type of athlete, we might see some veteran cuts or high-stakes trades to reshape the roster to fit a new blocking scheme. This is about protecting the franchise's most valuable assets. You cannot win in this league if your quarterback is constantly under fire and the run game can't find a rhythm in the red zone. The playoff chances for next year literally depend on getting this hire right. If they bring in a heavy hitter who understands modern blitz pickups and zone blocking, this offense could explode. Fans have been calling for blood since the mid-season slump, and the front office finally listened. This is the kind of aggressive management that separates the contenders from the pretenders. We need a leader who can turn these young linemen into a cohesive unit that dominates the line of scrimmage from the first snap to the final whistle. The search for a replacement starts now, and the pressure is on the head coach and the GM to find the right fit. Stay tuned, because the landscape of this team just changed forever. I'll see you in the next one.